Beginning in the early 1960s, the Bureau of Reclamation funded a series of cloud seeding experiments known as Project Skywater, aimed at boosting water resources in the western states. Reports suggest the project had mixed results. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the U.S. military even experimented with weather modification as a weapon of war. Operation Popeye, as it was dubbed, aimed to generate enough rainfall to disrupt enemy supply routes in Vietnam. These efforts were short-lived. In 1977, an international treaty banned the use of weather modification for military purposes. There was a common thread among many of these early experiments: either they weren't useful, they were quickly discontinued, or scientists couldn't tell how well they were working. There was a ton of research done in the 60s and 70s and 80s, said French, the University of Wyoming scientist. But all of that kind of came to a halt when I think there was a realization that agencies were spending millions upon millions of dollars year after year, and the results continued to sort of be inconclusive. The problem, he said, is that weather modification studies are really difficult to design and carry out. To prove that cloud seeding has a real effect, scientists have to demonstrate that whatever outcome it produces would not have happened without it. That requires setting up an experiment with at least 2 tests, one with cloud seeding and one without it, in the same location and under identical weather conditions. Because the weather changes so quickly, that's really difficult to do. And even when it's possible, such studies require advanced monitoring technology, including high-tech radar. This kind of tech just wasn't widely available until recently. That means cloud seeding research has mainly relied on statistical studies instead. These studies measure the precipitation produced with cloud seeding in one location, and then they compare it to a different location where no cloud seeding took place. The 2 settings aren't identical in these kinds of studies. That means they don't definitively prove that the precipitation produced by cloud seeding in one area would not have happened without it.